Welcome to Break Mediocrity. My name is Brian. I'm a small business owner and I'm a real estate investor. So if you're here just for my epic montage of before and after pictures, go ahead and skip forward just a little bit. Before I get into that, we're going to set up the storyline and talk a few numbers. Okay, so have you ever heard of Murphy's Law? So it goes a little something like this. Anything that can go wrong will. Well, here is my story of Murphy's Law and house flipping, and how we still made money, but because we did one thing right. We purchased this home in October 2019 for $100,000. The list price was $149,000, but it had been sitting on the market for about 6 months with really no activity. So I decided to see just how motivated these sellers were, and I put in an offer for $100,000. It was accepted the same day with no counters. Turns out it was an inherited property. The sellers didn't have a mortgage to satisfy, and they just wanted to get it off their plate. They didn't even live in the area. We purchased the property in October, and that put us up against a couple of hurdles that we hadn't really thought about. Number one, holiday season. Number two, it's the kickoff of hunting season, and we live in the South, so everybody here hunts. Number three, it's football. And if you've ever managed a renovation project, you know even under normal circumstances, it's hard to get subs to show up when they say they're going to. You add in those obstacles, and it gets even more difficult. Nearly impossible. With those delays and some unexpected plumbing expenses, electrical expenses, and a new air conditioner, we ended up being 2 months and $25,000 over budget. To make things even worse, that 2-month delay put us into March of 2020, which is the month the whole world shut down for COVID. What an absolute terrible time to be listing a house, right? We literally listed it on the market the day the Louisiana governor held a press conference to shut everything down. Literally, the same day. So now, to add insult to injury, we expected to sell this house in 2 months, but it took us 4. So we were already 2 months behind. That added an additional 2 months, so now we're 4 months behind on this project, which means 4 additional months in carrying costs. Or in this particular situation, about $4,000. So just to recap, we purchased the home for $100,000. Our renovation cost was $70,000, which was $25,000 over budget. We held onto the property for 9 months, which was about 4 to 5 months longer than we expected. So when you throw in realtor's fees of 4 or 4.5%, plus our carrying costs, we actually ended up with about $185,000 invested in the property. We listed the house for $229,500. It took us 4 months to get an offer, 5 months to close the deal. We ended up selling the home for $204,000, which left us with a $19,000 pre-tax profit on a project that took us 9 months to complete. Guys, the only reason that we made a profit on this house is because we bought it right. Know your market. Never ever overpay for a house. You will need every penny that you can get for the unforeseen circumstances, because if it can go wrong, it will. Everything on this project went wrong, except we bought it right. So we still came out in the positive. And now what you've all been waiting for, here's your montage of the before and afters. Now keep in mind, YouTube wasn't even a thought in my mind when we did the before video. So forgive me for that, but here you go. Thermostat, thermometer, thermostat, thermometer, thermometer. No, thermostat. Guys, I'm trying to decide if this whole YouTube thing is something that I want to continue trying to put time and energy into. If you find value in my videos, entertainment or otherwise, let me know in the comments section below and hit that like button for me. And if you really like my videos, hit that subscription button for me too. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.